What is going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. We are trying a few new things on the StreamYard. Well, I'm going to take that banner down. It's kind of blocking some stuff, but we already know the topic of today's show today, and it's pretty much how do you tune your system? I want to hear from you guys, and maybe we can go over a few ways that I tune my system, or there's a few ways you can do it. And then, of course, we're just going to hang out and have a good time, as always, guys. I know we got the 14.4 guys. We got half of them, 7.7 volts tonight. That's it. Deviant is missing. 25 is here. We got Ashy. We got Brian Townsend. Who else do we got? El Fuego, of course. Bobby B. I know Bobby B's watching. He's always watching. I just don't see him right now other than the opening comments from 4 hours ago, because he's always on that stuff. How's everyone doing tonight? Just finished the podcast from the Rolling Thunder. We were on there, obviously, with Scott and Casey. We had a special guest, Jake. He designs and builds all kinds of crazy enclosures. He's actually building an enclosure that costs $6,000 to blow through. That's just crazy. But for the work that he's putting in and the design you're getting out of it, it's pretty cool. Let me know if you guys can hear the music in the background. Just want to check just the basic stuff, and let me know what you think of the new little overlay we got here. I just added the Living Loud with Andy. I thought that was pretty cool. Sean Mullen, what is going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I got to watch the rest of your video. I started watching it, and I got distracted with something else in the house of how you got it in the car audio. Give me a little synopsis real fast, and we'll talk about it. I want to get you on one of my shows, too. If not, the Rolling Thunder. Thank you, Jason Stokes. Yeah, I am feeling a little bit better. I'm not really coughing so much, and I got a little bit of drainage, but it's nothing out of the norm, really. I have really bad allergies, but usually I don't have any kind of drainage since I take my allergy medicine, finally. We got Justin DIY Audio Guy up in the chat. What's going on? I know you guys know him and his crazy content that he puts out. It's pretty cool. We got Mike Craner. What is going on, Mike Craner? Now, that guy's doing 60s with kickers, and nobody's talking about it, man. That guy is awesome. He was on the Kicker on Mash show with his son, too. I thought that was really sweet and cool. I know you're here, 25. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in tonight. We got Ronco160. I know it's been a little while. How you been, buddy? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Let's see what else we got. Kofi is out, Andy. Yes, it's out of the house for good, I hope. As long as we social distance, right? Ashy. Generally, I use test tones and go through the rolls until I hear distortion in the speakers. I feel like that's a pretty good way to go about it, especially whenever you don't have the right equipment or anything really to test with to see numbers and clip detection or anything like that. I feel like that's a good way to get close to keeping your amplifiers in check, because I feel like a lot of amps, once you go past like 2 or 3% distortion, clipping, you can actually audibly hear it. 1% THD depends the setup and all that kind of fun stuff, but I feel like that's a good way to go about it, and that's like tuning by ear. And there's a few systems that I still have now, and they're not DD1. They're not set by the O-scope. They're not set by a multimeter. They're just set by ear. What sounds good. And a lot of them too, I have so much power, I have so much headroom, I don't need to crank them at full potential, so I never really have to per se worry about clipping. You hear the music? Awesome. Thank you, 25. Hey, Solo X friend. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I remember I was talking to you about the enclosures you had for your Solo X. You had an 8-inch aero port on there, and I told you to go with a 10 or something. You were tuned really low on that. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for tuning in tonight. See, you're on Facebook. Yeah, we're streaming on 2 platforms, Facebook and YouTube tonight. So if you guys are checking in, go check out my YouTube if you're on Facebook. It's a little bit easier to watch streams on YouTube, I feel. El Fuego! At DIY Audio Guy, nice AMM1 video. I need to check that out. Usually I watch his content, as soon as he posts it. Thomas Marshall, aka Ashy, says gonna use an RTA this time for the old school OSS, old school SPL challenge. Is that what you're talking about, or OSS? RTA for like sound quality and stuff to tune all your whatnots. How's the wife and kids, Andy? She home now? Yes, they are downstairs, not burning the house down. Well, almost did. Mr. Bryson threw some paper and some stickers into our toaster. And Kayla caught it while she was making some peanut butter toast. I just found out about that when I went downstairs for a break between streams. I'm like, oh my goodness, that could have been really bad. Otherwise, they're doing great, and seems like almost everyone's cough has gone away, so we're doing a lot better than before. What 60? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's Mike Craners. Got a lot of comments here. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry. Mullen Performance. Friend got me into it. Enjoyed the building more. Won at my first show and got hooked for life. See, I remember watching the beginning of your show or your video where you said that you heard your guys' your friend's system and he had a crappy looking box and you're like, I could build a better one. That's how far I got on it. So that's pretty cool. I know whenever I got into car audio, I wasn't any kind of carpenter or anything like that. I watched my dad cut some 2x4s, you know, so I had no skill on that. That's pretty cool that you did, and you know, you could do that for him and all kinds of stuff. Because I mean, at least you make the box look better, and obviously down the road you learn how to build enclosures for said speakers and said kind of performance output that you're looking for. Choke Change, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I know there was some. I noticed it. I rewatch my lives because I'm that guy. And I noticed that there was someone that posted up a comment, and they had a weird name, and they literally had their profile picture as the live. And I'm like, how the heck did I miss that? But that was funny. I was troll level 10, God level. That was awesome. Thank you guys. 25 to life. My CD deck has memory set for each method of listening. MP3, CD, Bluetooth, aux, and radio, and I use CD test tones and CD and BT test tones and BT for BT method. That's perfect. One thing I kind of like head units that are like that, where you can have, you know, all your EQ settings different for each source. Obviously, you kind of want that. I just don't like that because then I forget that I don't have anything tuned and everything's flat for that source. That's the only thing I don't like about that. But if you have the system long enough, obviously you just tune everything. But I kind of stick to one, you know, form of source of material. But that's cool because that's exactly what you want to do. 25 is if you're playing on your CD player, you want to use CD test tones. You don't want to use an MP3 test tone and then say, oh, I'm going to run my CD, and guess what? You're clipping, because that MP3 is a crappier quality and a lower output, and whenever you throw a CD on there, it's going to have a higher output, a better quality of sound coming through, more sound. That's just how it is. And next thing you know, you're clipping because you have your gain set too high because of the low input coming through for the distortion detection, or however you are tuning it per se with your clip detection or whatever you're using. Very good point to bring up, 25. Got over 20 people in the night. That is awesome. Ronico 160. Last time I tuned was test tone and clip light on remote before that $30 DD1. That's pretty cool. You picked that up for $30. That's a steal. That's pretty cool. Absolutely. That's one thing I wanted to bring up on tonight's show. It's like, I really wish that more manufacturers, they're starting to do it, Down for Sound and other companies, and Kicker obviously with like their KX series, with the clip detection. I feel like that should be a new thing, at least for like mid-tier and up. I'm talking $200 amplifiers and up should automatically have a clip detection built in, at least the amplifier, not per se the remote. That's nice and all, but for when you're setting your gain, I feel like that should be a thing. And how much does it really cost into the amplifier to have that built in? It can't be too much to throw everything off. That's awesome, man. Ronco, again, thank you for tuning in. Let's see. DIY Audio Guy, I did a survey on my channel, 44% set gains by ear. Right, I mean, honestly, I feel like the tangible of having any kind of equipment to test for distortion or test for AC voltage coming out of the terminals, or having an O-scope. One, it costs a lot. Two, knowing that it's a thing for beginner bass heads or just anyone. And shoot, I did it for years, for a very, very long time. And I never had problems, because like it would take some more, pulling over the side of the road, tweaking it. Okay, that doesn't sound good. I want my bass coming in where my mids and highs are matching and everything sounds good for the level that I want it to play at the best. And usually that's Full Tilt Boogie, man. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes you set systems so they sound good at low volume, mid volume for an easy listener. And then if you turn it up, it's like, oh, well, that's crackling. That doesn't sound good. But if you tweak with your settings, you can make it sound a little bit better. Full Tilt Boogie, and maybe not so much at the low end, and maybe there's a little bit too much bass or not enough at that low end. So it really depends what volume you're listening to for how you tune your system too. I think there's a lot to do with that, especially by ear. Thank you for tuning in again. Good comment. Got lots of questions here. Thomas Marshall, yeah, I've been using an RTA and I'm making a Bear Vids clipping indicator. Didn't he use that with like a little tweeter or capacitor or something like that, and it like goes, whenever you start clipping? I think that's pretty cool that you could do that. Oh, the Meet a Kicker. Hopefully that happens, guys. I know I was talking to Kip, and he's he's sick and everything, and I guess it's a thing going on down at Kicker, and like how they have their protocols and everything. And I guess they're getting hit pretty good with the COVID down there. So hopefully that does happen. I was talking to Kayla about that today. I'm like, man, with this darn crap going around, especially wintertime and everything else, it's mind-boggling of just how things, they got to shut down, and it's just how it works. And it's a shame. Hopefully that meet happens. Praying for that. Yeah, everyone keep Kip in your thoughts and prayers, or however you go about things, man. He's sick. He's getting a little bit better, but he's definitely not feeling too good. He's got a fever, earache, all kinds of stuff, man. Not sleeping good at night. Keep him in your thoughts. 25 to life. I go through intervals of like 5 hertz, it's like 20, 25, 30, etc. for Bluetooth and CD test tones. Record each voltage at the headrest deck volume and then not pass the voltage level for 600 watts. Okay, so you play your frequencies and then you look at the voltage at the highest deck volume. So you're metering your, not your RCAs, but your speaker for your head unit. It's pretty much seeing what your head unit clips, because that's a thing too. And then not pass the voltage level for 600 watts. Now, I know people do that. You can set your AC by how much power, the resistance you divide it to, and it gives you your AC voltage squared. And it tells you where to set your gain at on your whatever. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is, say you set it at 600 watts, well, there's a thing called box rise, and music is all over the place. So if you have it capped at a certain point, you might, obviously you're never going to hit the 600 watts, but you're going to be at like your 200, 300, 400 range. So, I mean, depending your sub and all that other kind of fun stuff, you could probably get a lot more and make your system sound a lot better if you would just tune it per se, clean, and then maybe turn it back just a little bit. You could probably get a lot more out of it rather than trying to cap yourself off at that 600 watts. That's the only thing I would say to critique on how you do that, but otherwise you are spot on, buddy. Man, we got almost 30 people tonight. That is awesome. Thank you everyone for tuning in and hanging out and sticking around. Mike Craner was running 8 Kicker QL715s on 8 2400 KX 2400s and a steel cage enclosure in my Suburban. Currently rebuilding for 9 QL 715s. Just wait, it's not quiet. Just saying. You're not going with the L7Xs? Come on, man. I mean, that's cool. You can go with 9, and I mean, it's going to be a little while till they're out and everything. And I know you guys switch your systems every 2 weeks, sometimes more or less. But that's cool, man. I mean, 9 would be pretty cool, because you're probably going to change your system, because I know you got the 4th order and you got them firing against each other. You're just going to do like a flat wall, just all firing in 3, 3, 3. That'd be pretty cool, and I think you might actually do a little bit better SPL wise. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Love you, buddy. Tune with Kip Rap. It works. Good point. Necessary for tuning is a tone generator, multimeter, and clamp meter. Absolutely. Yeah, because you need the tone generator to make the tones. You can use, as whenever you use a tone generator, like on an app or something like that, usually that's at 0 dBFS. That's just a flat, whatever, 40, 50 hertz, 20, 25, like you said, frequency. There's no dBFS, to dB full scale of like subtraction of that, so that you can get a little bit more out of your system, more dynamic range and all that stuff. When you set it 0 dB, that's more of like an SQ. You're going to get, some really good sound out of it, less clipping, barely any if you play it right. And if you go -5, -10, -15 and down some, you can get a little bit more out of your amplifier. You'll have a little bit more headroom, or not even less headroom, more SPL just across the curve, but then you're going to run into those problems where you could be clipping. Andy, what are your thoughts on bandpass crossovers? You mean for like, because I mean, I know what a bandpass crossover is. You have a slope down here and a slope up here and vice versa. I mean, I get it for certain speakers. Say your mid-range, if you have like mid drivers, absolutely. You want them to play the mid, you don't want them to play low, you don't want them to play high. Maybe for tweeters, you don't really want that 12K, screaming in your ear too hard. That would be a thing where you could have that top end and obviously your low end at like 2, 3, 4K, for a bandpass crossover. But for like a subwoofer, I mean, yes, I mean, that too, if you want to run a system that, doesn't quite play so low and you don't want to bottom out, subsonic filter. That's the low end of the bandpass, and then you have your low pass or your high pass crossover for your vice versa. Always messing up, so it doesn't play anything above 60, 70, 80 hertz. So absolutely, it all depends which way you look at it. Only 8 likes. Come on, guys. You know the YouTube algorithm. Yes, you need subscribers, but it doesn't make everything. You need the likes. You need the comments. You need the watch time. People tuning in and hanging out and staying on the show so other people come in and find out what we do. We have fun, man. We kick back, we talk, and we get some answers, questions answered. We got Dan Kern up in here. What's going on, buddy? I go knobs to the right the only way. Full tilt. Turn it up to 11, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, man. Definitely, man, we got a lot of comments. Holy moly, guys. I'm going to try to get through them here. I don't want to get too far behind. Let's see. Manuals. Manuals need to have a tuning section for amps. Absolutely. But then again, it's like, maybe you could almost have that set. I think some manuals do, and they'll say for like what RMS you want to have it set at and what AC voltage should be coming out of it. But again, I don't really like telling people to do it that way, but that would be the way to do it. Alfred actually has a clip stopper on the amps. Right, and I know Scott's Power Hog, they had that as well. And I think that is so cool because it literally makes it dummy proof. Where, yes, you could still overdrive the driver by heat, just general power, but you're not going to be clipping. Now, is that going to make it sound weird? I bet you tell that to some SQ guy, they're going to be like, no way, I don't want that. I want my full headroom. I want to be able to clip if I need to for a drum kick, or, to not make this music sound literally cut off. But for us bass heads, I feel like it's a godsend. Not saying they ain't bass heads, but you know what I mean. Tuning for enclosure with passive radiators. There's some formula for radiator size factoring and excursion, the number of them, and lastly, the fine tuning of the radiators with weights. Right. I'm not no passive radiator guy. I love them. I talked to my buddy Peter Dickerson that works at Kicker. He's one of the tech representatives, or Peter Dick Johnson. There we go. He got a weird name, but he's a cool dude. And he messes with all kinds of stuff where he's building like, L7S's with L7R passive radiators. Like he's doing some like, off the chart stuff, which is pretty cool. Now, there is a formula in a way, but honestly, at the end of the day, it really is just like a port for your enclosure. But I don't know the algorithm. I don't see any apps that have like, oh, you type in your passive radiator size, you type in the weight, and all that kind of stuff, and the X-max of that passive radiator to get your tuning. I just know, you know, you can get your tuning by literally visually looking at it. When the passive radiator or the driver is moving the least amount, that is when you know that you are at your tuning frequency, because then the port is moving and doing most of the work, all of the work, and it's moving the most. And that's when you can run into port velocity problems. Sorry I couldn't answer that anymore, but that's pretty much what I know on those. Mike Craner, that's where the Kicker KX amps are great with the clip light. Test it again with the DD1 and it's on point. Absolutely, it's money. It is money. Especially when I do my bench tests and stuff like that, it'll come up, you know, literally before. It'll say it's clipping at like 0.5, 0.7% THD, not even 1% THD. So it gives you a little leniency in a way. Like, hey, you're getting there. You're getting pretty close there, bud. You gotta pull that back. Andy, would you buy an IRTA too? Is that an RTA? I don't know. I've never messed with an RTA. That's the only thing I never messed with. I set them up in the lanes and stuff like that, obviously, because I'm like working beside an SQ judge and stuff like that. And I understand and I see what they do. But no, I never mess with one. Ooh, Aaron T. $40 O-scope on Amazon is just as good as SMD DD1. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one just for accuracy, period. Depending on those, and I know BearVids did a video on it where it just might say that it's fine and it's really not, it's clipping. And it's just really hard to tell on a little screen what's going on. Just, if you're gonna go that route, I mean, yeah, it'll give you a ballpark figure. Go off of that, and then maybe down the road, get a DD1 or get an actual O-scope and test the two. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be 100%. Whenever things are cheaper and it sounds like it's really too good to be true, 9 chances out of 10 it is, or you're giving up something along the way. Thank you for the comments, guys. This is a really good show tonight. I'm having fun. Trying to keep up with the comments. Keep them coming. I'll get to them. Don't worry. I use a CC1 to specify. I never messed with a CC1 yet either. SMD... DD1 is overpriced. It can be. $160. You know, I got mine as a hand-me-down trade from a buddy of mine. It just hooked me up for me designing a box and stuff like that. So, yes, I didn't have to pay for it, but it's nice to have. I think it just takes the guessing game out of it. So, for, you know, convenience, you're going to pay. You know, it's in the pocket of your hand. You don't have to pull around this big O-scope thing or an SPL lab that costs $600-700. You know what I mean? It's just convenience. Yes, Alfred has a non... Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Absolutely. And I think that is awesome. It's groundbreaking. You need that. Just a little bit. Let's see here. Got mine tuned by multimeter. Does well. Not sure if it clips or not. Right, and that's the thing where you can use the multimeter. You test for it, because this is a clamp that I got off Vega, which is just... Oh, camera there. Which is just awesome. And it works just like a multimeter. You know, you plug in your positive and your negative, and you set it to AC voltage. And it's pretty cool. And when you figure it out that way, then the numbers are literally the only thing that you can go off of. And you don't know per se, because you might be clipping because your voltage is not enough for your system. So even though you have your gain set when there's no voltage drop, when you have voltage drop, you can clip early because the voltage is not there for the amplifier, so it's going to clip. So just by knowing that can be a problem. That's why I see a lot of people, you know, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to set my gain with no subwoofers attached. And it's like, well, you got no load either, so you don't even know if it's going to be, you know, clean when voltage drops, if you have it. Obviously, I suggest people don't have voltage drop. Have more electrical than you really need. You can never have too much power. It's just going to cost you, hit your wallet harder. That's it. Rather than break your equipment by overdriving it. Stuff like that. Wow, we are having a really good show. We got over 30 people tonight. That is awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Again, I will try to get to most of the comments as I can. They're flying by, and I'm trying to answer them the best way I can. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, the DD1 costs too much to pay full price. I mean, I feel you, but at the end, it's something you can buy once, and you don't have to buy again. The only thing you're going to be buying are batteries. Meet at Kicker. Kip is going to cancel X. I hope not, man. I hope not. Dan Current, I just tuned my nose. No stink, it's good. Absolutely, man. You know, I don't know how many times, you know, I'm driving a system, because I have a daily. It's in my girl's car. It's a CX1800 on one Kicker L5 15. 750 RMS. I got the thing wired at 2 ohms on a CX1800. It's going to do, you know, like 1,000 watts plus. Even musically, and you know, I make sure the windows are down so the wind comes forward and you can smell if there's a problem. And I keep that thing pretty clean, man. I gotta admit, you know, because it's just like you're waiting to smell that smell, and once you smell that smell, it's already too late. But it depends how much you smell that smell. That smelly smell that smells smelly. You know the smell. John Myers at Kicker built me an RTA for less than $50. I seen that. I seen you commented that on the Kicker on Mash Show, I think it was, or something like that. And that's pretty cool. So he actually built you one. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, if you guys are in the Kicker Club, you got to check it out. John Myers just made a post. He reached out to me about it. If you guys have any new equipment, I think it's just the coaxials and like the component speakers for the Kicker, like, you know, the KSCS, all that fun stuff, QS, all their newer products. If you have any good pictures, they're going to actually put it into a video, which is going to be really cool. So you guys need to, if you guys got any of the new equipment, I don't care if it's just, you know, in your base rig that's, you know, your truck's $2,000 and your system's 10, but if you got those speakers, literally post them in the comment. I got it pinned in the Kicker Club. Go check it out. Let's see. Kip was on MBE earlier. What, in the comments section? Absolutely. I'm surprised he's not here tonight. Maybe he'll jump in. Maybe. Chicken Pimp. I used to tune by ear, but I've been using an O-scope for about a year now. That's pretty good, man. I mean, you're going from beginner to like extreme, which is awesome. I don't have an O-scope, but I have an O-scope in a way on my SPL lab. Does the same thing. So that's pretty cool, because then you can actually literally see the sine wave of where it peaks and where it starts to, you know, top off or bottom out. Depends which way you look at it. Whenever your sound wave is not completely sine and it starts to flatten off. That is awesome, because that is the best way to know that you're clipping or not. But that's when you have it set at that volume and that frequency. I feel like frequency can change some things. If you would have your high pass crossover set too low, or your subsonic vice versa, and you have it and you're doing a test at like 40 hertz, and then you might have something cranked up too high, or you're using a test tone that's too low. And then whenever the crossover isn't crossing over that frequency, next thing you know, that crossover's off and you're getting more amplitude, and that amp can't do it. The amp's only going to do so much power, period. That's what happens when you clip. It's because you have reached the full potential of what that amplifier can do, period. So whenever crossovers can mess things up when testing and tuning. So, but that is awesome that you upgraded to that, man. Not many people do that. That is awesome. D4L, we got the whole 14.4 volt guys in full effect tonight. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Andy, do you set gains with a load on the amp or subs unhooked? I always do it with the subs playing. I don't care. Screw my neighbors. Plus you get a little bit of box rise in there, and why not? And then what I usually do is I play the 50 hertz test tone. I know. The 50 hertz test tone from the Kicker, because they have DBFS things, so you can set it like -10 or 0. You got some flexibility. And then I use the DD1. This is if I'm, you know, really testing it and tuning it, whatever. I'm trying to get it in. And then I use with the multimeter as well. I'd use both. So what I do is I would have the DD1, okay, and I would hook it up to the amplifier and play the test tone with the speakers hooked up. And then I would get a distortion. It doesn't have to be 40 hertz on this. It can be 50, 60. It works. The detect doesn't really work too well. Sometimes it flashes. But it will tell you if you are clipping regardless. So then what I do is I set that. And then I look at the AC voltage coming through to it. And then it's like, okay, well, this CX amp can go to about 73 AC volts, 73.2 or something like that. And then I start to clip, okay? So then it's like, I need to do that with the other amp, because whenever you gain match, you want to have your AC voltage pretty much dead on. Obviously, there's always going to be some kind of phase issue, because you're not a computer, and even amplifiers can react a little bit different, and maybe even an enclosure, the phase can get messed up too. But we're not going to go there. So I really look at the AC voltage, and it's like, okay, well, if I keep turning this up, wow, this can go up to 80 AC volts or 90 AC volts, but I'm clipping like a son of a gun. But that means that I'm still doing more power. And that's kind of where you get your uncertified rating. So you can set your gains to not clip. But if you are competing, I mean, Full Tilt Boogie for a reason, man. Full Tilt Boogie. Come on, guys. That's how I tune my stuff. I want to do it. I haven't done it, but I can literally use my SPL lab. Literally, put up the 1% THD, boom, you are money. But thank you, Aaron, for the comment. That was awesome. Well, we got over 30 people tonight. That is awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, hanging out. Hope everyone's having a good Friday night. Absolutely, 14.4 volt is in full effect. Absolutely. Dub Team LFS, thank you for tuning in tonight, man. Tuned by multimeter here at max volume on the head unit. No idea if it clips or not. I try to stay above 12 volt on full tilt. The only thing with that, like how you say you don't know if you clip or not, what happens is if you have crappy voltage or crappy sound going in, it's going to be crappy sound coming out. So what could happen is if you have your head unit clipping and then you turn up your amplifier, you might not be able to get out as much out of the amplifier. It might clip early. It could. I know an amplifier, I've seen Bear Vids do it, throw a square wave really crappy and it still pushes out a clean wave. Okay, so I mean there's that. But at the end of the day, I feel like you can be hindering yourself. You kind of want to set your head unit at 75% and then go up a little bit more. And then if it starts to sound like crap, turn it down a click or two and go from there. When you set it at max, it kind of limits you too. So whenever you have different music, say country, I don't know, reggae, stuff that, rock music, punk, that doesn't have that straight 40 hertz, you want a little bit more of your vocals, you want a little bit more of your kick drum because, you got less going on, or the soundtrack of how they recorded it is lower. You have no headroom. You don't have any room to turn it up a little bit. You know what I mean? That's the only problem with setting it at full tilt boogie on your head unit. It just limits you at the end of the day. Covey is an epicenter. Andy's voice has dropped an octave. Yeah, I actually got a little compressor on this mic. They got plugins. It's Elgato Wave 3, man. If you guys are doing your own YouTube or podcasts or anything like that, check out this microphone. It is a godsend for the price you're paying. It's not no XLR one, but it's a USB, but it's very nice. And now they got compressor mic add-ons in the app. It's really cool. I tried to make it so it wouldn't change my voice too much, but I got rid of that wasted information. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you're tuning, you don't have to go full tilt boogie. No, not right away. 19 people need to hit that damn like button. Support your boy for once. Thank you, Ashy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Are DSPs better standalone units or built into the amp? And do those units help simplify overall tuning? Or is there some kind of component tuning with a DSP? Let me think about that one. Are DSPs better standalone units or built into the... I mean, I feel like if you have the standalone one, you got more flexibility. The built-in ones, you might be limited of how they think the DSP should work, if it's an automated one, or if it just has less bands into the DSP. There's always that factor. So, I mean, really, it depends the situation. I mean, I think for simplicity, the ones built into the amp are going to do what they're supposed to do. I know the Kicker Q class, they got them built in. That's why they don't have a standalone yet. Same with the Kicker Key, the 200.4, the 500.1, the Key Lock. You know what I mean? They're all DSP'd in a way. And they have their own technology, which is really cool. But, if you're talking like SQ and stuff, that might deter you in some situations. Good question. Thank you for tuning in, man. Again. Man, we got a lot of comments here. Holy moly. Well, y'all just waiting like everyone else to get them released. It's about for the L7X, man. You better get built for the L7X. Gotcha. I tune by ear, no stink, all good. Absolutely. Thank you, Deviant. Check Andy's merch line. Support the homie. He now has Living Loud and Andy. Got me. Yeah, I do have my channel, or my channel. My website, it's in the community tab. You go down there. I actually have a website. I have a merch website. I got all kinds of different stuff. And my Down for Sound affiliate links, man. I want to say thank you guys for buying stuff on my Down for Sound affiliate link. You guys bought so much stuff, I can go and buy an amplifier and test it, and who knows what I'll do with it. It'll be fun. Appreciate you guys. Holy comments. Okay. You know what, Mullen? That 4,000 watch hours will fly before you know it. I hit it about 9 months in. I was waiting on the subscribers. Subscribers are the hardest thing. Watch hours, you do your videos like you've been doing, like 20, 30-minute stuff, like not that long, but you know what I mean? You get that nice 9 to 17-minute video of people, and then they're sitting there watching. You get watch hours. Another thing, go live. I get anywhere from 15 to 40 hours of watch time for lives, so it'll add up. Yeah, there we go. Justin says, it takes time. Took me about a year. 3 months of that year was down on my back and did not post anything. Oh, man. Yeah, Justin, I know you started YouTube, what, about 3 years ago or something like that? We need more gain. I need to find that full video of where he said that. I know they have the Sundown where they tried blowing up the Sundown and it didn't blow up. But I can't find the one where the Rockville blew up. I need to find that one. Obviously, Exo's video is still up, but there's one video missing and they took it down. See, I got a little bit of a cough, but nothing too crazy. Kicker amps have a built-in indicator built into the gain knob and the remote, which is really cool. I like that. I'm surprised amps don't have auto gain by now. I'm going to ask Kip about that. You know what? That could be a thing. That could absolutely be a thing, but then with the chip shortage, I doubt it. I doubt it. Because I know a little bit of about a thing or two about, you know, the new stuff they got coming, and let's just say there's not going to be chips in it because there are no chips. And I think it's the best thing, and it's going to save us some dollars in areas that we may need it for other things. I tested an amp with a clip stopper of some type. It was distorted as heck. Hope to get a video up on it later this month. Oh, wait, I tested an amp with a clip stopper. Oh, wow. That would be cool. I definitely want to check that out, man, for sure. For sure. Jason Stokes, I've used an IA bass CD to set gains by ear lately. So far, nothing gone up in smoke to get me an Nothing went up in smoke, got to get me an O-scope and quit messing around and just trying to scrape by. Yeah, the O-scope will tell you what you're doing for sure. But if your equipment isn't blowing up, I mean, I don't think you're really going to be hurting anything, but it is nice to know. It is nice to know. The Kicker micro amps have an automatic gain. Great little amps. Really? The, what is it? The, like the motorcycle ones? The, what is it, 125.2 or 252? Oh, I should know this. The little PX amps. Tech Fanatic, I think the L7X is not a real subwoofer ready to go out the door. They keep saying they don't know all the specs yet, but supposedly ready to go out the door because of COVID, can't release it. Oh, it's a real subwoofer, all right. I mean, what it is they have a product, and they want to tweak final things. So they don't want to release, oh, the SPL sensitivity is 87. Meanwhile, they can get it up to 88, 89. And there's all kind of other factors, MMS, SD. I mean, obviously SD is probably going to stay around the same. But like all kind of different factors of everything. Because when you change one thing on a subwoofer, you're changing 3 to 5 different things across, because it's going to whack everything out, and that's why there's give and take. You know, you have too many ports inside of the magnet for cooling, or vents, whatever you want to call them. That can mess things up too. Patiently waiting. All right, let me get through some of these comments here. El Fuego, what's going on, buddy? Building my box for the Comp Q15, 5 cubic feet, tuned to 34 hertz. I'm anxious to test it with the DATs and AMM1 when it's done. That's cool. Yeah, the DATs will tell you what it's tuned at. I want to see that. That'll be cool. And the AMM1, awesome, dude. That will be Baller. What size port did you wind up going with? Around like 50 some square inches or something like that? I have a PX IBT, and that had to be set by. Yeah, I don't know, Ashy. I don't know about the amps that are that have a automatic gain. I don't know about that. That's because it's a graphic multimeter, not a true O-scope. There's a difference. What do you mean, James Bruce? What are you talking about? I forget. Megan! What's going on, Megan? Thank you for tuning in. Mario Martinez, multimeter never let me down. I mean, it'll tell you what you're doing. If you do the math, you'll get it. You know, you get your watts that you want at the impedance that you're going to be running at, like say 2 ohms, 1,000 watts, and then you divide it, and then you get where you divide it by you square root it, and that'll give you your AC voltage that you need to set the multimeter at when you turn the gain up. So there is that. I mean, it'll get you by. It'll get you by. The only thing I don't like about that is, you know, say if you have it at 4 ohms and then your AC voltage is set lower, and it's just like, well, if your AC voltage is set lower and you're at 4 ohms, aren't you? How's that work? There's no way that would work, because then you're just getting less power out of the amplifier. You're not changing the pre-out voltage going into the amplifier. Instead of setting it at 40 AC volts, you're setting it at 20. You're just getting half the power, but you ran at 4 ohms. Why is that? I get it. You know, you divide it by 4 and 1,000. I don't know. I feel like it's off. I did some numbers on it, and it's like you get less power, obviously, but then the AC voltage is just going down, and that's just going to make the amplifier do less because you don't have a load on it. You know, you're not doing it at 4 ohms with box rise times 4 at 16 ohms and doing the math. You have no speaker hooked up to it, and your gain's just going to be lower because you ran it at a higher impedance. I feel like that's wrong. Casey, what's going on, buddy? Love you too, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. We had fun last episode tonight. It was fun. Man, my comments are getting all messed up here. My lovely audio guy tuned mine. Yeah, I tuned yours with a DD1, I think. And because if it's not mine, you know, I don't set it by ear because I don't got time to mess with it. I'll definitely use a DD1. And if I did use it by ear, still money. Because I know you guys like to clip a little bit, you know? You need some gravy. Dan Curran, I can't figure out where to comment. I'm on the YouTube, your Facebook, the Living Loud Facebook page. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to stream everywhere. I mean, I like the YouTube. I feel more people are on the YouTube comment section. They're my G's, OGs. Facebook's kind of weird. Sometimes comments like disappear. It's weird. I don't like streaming on Facebook, but I'm putting it out there so more people can find my YouTube channel and hang out and do what we do. I mean, why not? Want to explain box rise? Not really, but all it is just acoustical spring, the pressure inside of the box that is being generated from the woofer. And then what happens is when that pressure is making the woofer move or not move as much, long story short, it's the electrical compliance of the woofer moving. So what happens is you have your electrical compliance, then you got your mechanical stuff going on with the pressure, the acoustical spring, the woofer moving. There's all kind of factors. So what happens is it just makes your resistance go up and down. Usually whenever your woofer is moving a crap ton and building not much pressure, your rise is very low. Now when you're building a lot of pressure and you're really efficient, your box rise goes up, your woofer doesn't move that much. It's just kind of how it works. But there's a lot of factors that go into it. Box rise, resistance, impedance curve, all that fun stuff. Troy, what's going on, buddy? My previous Alpine amps have digital settings and find out actual output voltage of head unit. Push buttons to match the amp pretty. So those actually have automatic gain setters, pretty much. That's awesome. That's those V-Power Alpines with the digital display, huh? That is awesome. Well, we've been on here 47 minutes already, guys. That is awesome. Having fun. Yeah, the DD1s aren't as bad. The AMM ones eat 9 volts. Get a lithium energizer, 9 volt. You'll be good. Is a Lumi worth buying? A Lumi, isn't that like an O-scope, a handheld O-scope? I know Derek used that on his original amp test videos before he had the 81. It works, but I mean, if you're paying over $200, it's not worth it. Here we go. Kip's immune system is gonna go full tilt boogie on that virus. Absolutely. He's taking his vitamins, putting them up a little bit past clipping, full tilt boogie. You know the thing. Holy moly, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Hi, Mom. Love you. DIY audio guy. I like that DD1 uses RCA plug for input. Yeah, you can put it right in, right here. Right. You can plug RCAs right into it. Right, and then you can test your RCAs of your output, because your amplifier output section of the RCAs will clip. I did a test on, what was it? The Dual, that little speaker box, not the $40 one with 4 speakers, but it was $20 with 2 speakers and a head unit. Couldn't pass it up. Well, I did testing from everything from the head unit to just speakers to the SPL, everything. And I even tested the RCA voltage, the AC voltage coming out of the RCA. And it would do 2 volts clean. But then it would go to 4 volts, 4.4 volts, but it was dirty. It was dirty. It was like 20% THD. So that is a thing you need to think about whenever you run your DD1. You can literally pull out your head unit and or your RCAs, test at your RCAs. You can test at your RCAs because that's going to tell where the head unit's clipping at, because 9 chances out of 10, the head unit output for your speakers and stuff like that, maybe not, I'm wrong. Because the levels might be higher or lower because of sub out and stuff like that. But generally speaking, if everything was flat, it would be the same. But literally what a RCA is, they're not true pre-outs. They are literally just a capacitor, so it lowers the voltage and stuff like that. Not a true preamp section. Absolutely, that's what I want to try doing. Andy, I remember you have a sub, but I don't remember if it's a 15 or a 18, the amp 25. You throwing me softballs there. Yeah, I got the 18-inch Solo X. I got 2 of them here. This one don't work. This one does, and the one in the car does too. I got a 15 in Kayla's car. It's the 2006 Silver L5 15750 RMS, and then I have 2 Kicker L7S, the 2017 versions. Those are pretty cool. I love those. I got those from Kicker, so they're very special to me. But yeah, they're pretty much my test bench right now. I did have them in Kayla's car. I had them doing a 49 in a prefab ported enclosure from Kicker, and a 48.4 in a sealed. All around 3,500 watts and up. Lots of power. But for being in prefabs and a hatchback, wasn't bad. 47 hertz too, 47 and 49 respectively. Cool. We got lots of comments here, guys. I'm really trying to get through them. I'm sorry if I skipped over a few. Mike Craner. That's if you use the DD1, you can see where your head unit clips. Absolutely. Matt Stark, Andy, have you seen my YouTube video showing the different tools for setting gains on amps? No, I'll have to check it out, man. Yeah, you do some pretty cool content too, dude. I need to hit the notification bell on you. Otherwise, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I watch a lot of YouTube too. And things will get lost if I don't hit that notification bell. Andy, your thought on deck RCA voltage 2.545? I mean, obviously more the better, but it's not like it's going to make you louder. It's just going to give you a little bit more headroom, because you think about it, an amplifier is literally taking that low voltage and taking it from 2 volts to 80 volts. What's easier? Taking something from 2 volts to 80 volts or 10 volts to 80 volts? You're multiplying it 40 times instead of 10 times. So that's what an amplifier does. It amplifies, it multiplies things. So there's that. And then you got to look at it as, what will my amplifier take? A lot of amplifiers cap at 8 volts. Tear amps, I wouldn't put any more than 2 on them. Maybe the smarts, they could take more. I don't know. Not too keen on that. But there's always that to factor in. But what's really cool about, I know kicker amps have them. Kicker. They can take up to 40 volts AC, 400 watts, 10 amps, whatever. Whichever way you want to put it. Pretty much anything from a stock head unit, aftermarket head unit, you can literally just take the speaker wire and make your own RCA, and you're going to get like 5, 10, 15, 20 volts of RCA input going to your amplifier, so then you're not amplifying as much. You're going to have really good sound. Just less floor noise too. There's always that. Think about it as like taking a picture. Do you want to take a picture when you're zoomed in all the way, or do you want to take a picture when you're a little bit closer and you're not zoomed in? That's literally what you're doing. I think that's the perfect explanation. El Fuego says the Solo X18 on a KX2400. Sorry, I just told my story so many times I forget some people don't know. Yeah, I got the KX2400 on there. Definitely going to put a bigger amp on it. It's going to be really fun, guys. Got to stick to what I'm doing next on it. You'll enjoy it. One step at a time. Of course, kicker. Come on. Yeah, let me just skip some of these comments here. Wow, we got a lot. Woo! Look. Kip is here. I'm missing all the comments here. 25 hertz. Depends on if there was an L7 X18. Good vibes. What's going on, Kip? Thanks for tuning in, man. Let's see here. So the prototypes we show actually working are not real? I'm all ears. Oh, he's getting upset. They're not real, Kip. Maybe it's all in our heads. It's all in our heads. Kip's in the house. Absolutely. The kicker key amps, that's what they are called, like the 180.4, 500.1. I have the 180.4, and it sounds incredible for its size. Right, they're very efficient. And I know a lot of kicker amps are full bridge. I believe those ones are too, the little ones. That is awesome. Don't know what you're saying, but thank you for tuning in. Andy is way behind on his comments. No way to read them all. I know, it's impossible. It literally didn't show that I was that far behind either. But I'm just trying to get a little bit there. Okay. I think we're going to scroll back up. Yeah, we'll scroll back up. Well, I'm glad Kip is here. I'm sorry I didn't see your comment there, Kip. Hope you're feeling better there, buddy. Justin Binnicker, thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for tuning in. Tell John I said hi. And tell him I got his message. If he wants to work, let me know. Mom, I love you too. Watch for the Kip wings. Absolutely. Frank Young, thanks for tuning in. Solo X18s, Kips, us SPL guys will buy. Hey, if you guys keep asking, maybe they will. I hope they do. Just email social@kicker.com. Tell them you want an 18 and tell them Andy sent you. They'll be like, oh, Andy. Let's see here. Yes, lots of requests. Sorry, I'm clipping into the mic here. Lots of requests. Absolutely, Kip. Come on, man. Come on. I gotta retire these guys, man. That would be nice, you know? Then I could put another one right here. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go to the comments here. She's tagging John. Come on, John. Get on the stream. Andy is the only guy that has chicks watching the live stream. That's just Amanda and Megan. Those are my peeps, man. Amanda's John's girlfriend. John got me into Kicker literally back in 2008. And Megan, she runs Kicker Hardcore. Team SP Loud, bro. She be running that beginner class with the Kicker comps in the prefab class, or in the prefab enclosure, or in a beginner class, man, trying to stay under 750, not even 500 watts. She was doing like a 33, 34 at the headrest. Not bad. John is here. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing okay. It's been a while. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, cool. Bigger amp. I do keep saying Solo X family. Family. Come on, Kip. All right, one thing I wanted to point out. I have it in my, what you call it here. Okay, just so I can see everything when I go right here. No, I can see it. Perfect. Hope you guys can see it. I did a little poll here. When did you first get into car audio? And it's crazy that 80% of the, it did show the amount of votes. I think it showed it on my phone. It was like 70, don't worry about it. It was like 70, 80 people that voted on here. So that's just crazy that, you know, majority of the people that are watching my content have been into car audio for a long time, which is really nice to know. And there are less people, obviously, with the 3 to 10, 1 to 3, and vice versa. And less than 1 year ago, I'm really trying to reach out to the people less than 1 year so that whenever they do get into car audio, they feel a lot better about what they're doing so they don't break their equipment. So if you guys know anybody that's just getting into car audio, let them know about me, and I am more than happy to help anyone out, especially if it's Kicker products. It just makes it even easier. It's like, listen, I know what you need. But yeah, I just felt like I wanted to show that for you guys real fast. That was pretty cool. And thank you guys for voting. I thought that was pretty cool. I might do something this week where, you know, if you guys want to talk about something about your system and then I can pull it up on the live show as we do it, I think that would be pretty cool to do. I watch Basshead and Beards and Bikes. And I really like his show, Christian guy, whatever, and talks about motorcycles. And he did that, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, wow, you can really interact with a lot of people and throw up their comments. And obviously, like how we comment, or we, you know, throw out the comments here. But you know what I mean? I just think it's cool. Something different. Kip, Andy is 100. Comments on Unmasked Live and social at kicker.com make a difference. Absolutely. You guys definitely need to do that. They will listen, man. Enough people. You never know what might happen. Is Andy winking? Nah, I can't. That's patented by Kip. I gotta pay him every time I wink. I don't get notifications for your stuff here on Facebook. I know on YouTube you can just ring that bell and you'll get notified. You'll get like a little notification. If you have push notifications for your YouTube, it'll come up. For Facebook, I'm not too sure on that. I need a drink. Holy moly. It's been an hour already. I'm doing better than last Tuesday. Hold on. 150K you got this. Awesome. John Charles, Andy is definitely your guy when it comes to audio. He won't steer you wrong. He is one of the few that cares. Thank you, John. Means a lot coming from you, man. Really does. Yeah, a little story on John. He got me into Kicker. Like I said, I didn't have Kicker or anything. He had a Kicker L708 12. It was a dual floor he had. And then he upgraded to a Kicker, I think it was an L5 or an L7. It might have been an L5. 2008 edition as well. 15. And he wanted to sell the 12, so I bought the 12 off of him. And that was my first Kicker. So I just thought that was pretty cool to bring up. There's just something about that square sub. I'm like, that's cool looking. And it's like, he had it in a small sealed box, so that bass was tight, you know, but it still got pretty low. And I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. I like that. Warhorse. Thomas is old school like me. I got it for YouTube, but I never see your post, my guy. I'll figure it out. Come on, man. You know the deal. El Fuego, I guess I am old, over 30 years in car audio. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. One day I'll be there. One day. I mean, I've been in car audio about half of that. It's crazy to think about, really. I know I made that post today of, what was it, the 10-year, here, I'll just pull it up, the 10-year, the thing on Facebook, you know the thing, 10-year challenge or whatever. I literally have had my Solo X for 10 years. That's crazy. I mean, technically April, but isn't that nuts? It's nuts. Here, we'll just go... We'll go to the Kicker Club. Why not? Oh, that's right here. Oh, this is so hard using 2 screens. I gotta pull you guys up too, huh? Add to stream. We might not have enough internet. There we go, we're good. Kicker Club! If you're not on the Kicker Club, you are sleeping under a rock. Go check it out. Ah, here it is. How do I do this? It's been a while. There we go. Literally have had this system for so long. Here, let me just, can I zoom in? No, that's it. That's all we're getting. Wait. There we go. Good enough. Literally have had that system since April of 2012. So almost 10 years. Literally like 9 years and 8 months. Traded it for, that 12-inch solo, 12-inch kicker off of John. I traded that and 2 Alpine Type R 10s for that Solo X. It wasn't supposed to be a definite trade, but it was supposed to be just like a quick swap. And next thing you know, he sold all my subs because he couldn't sell the Solo X. He said it was too hard to sell, so he's like, you can just keep it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That sucks, but that's awesome. Because I thought my system sounded a little bit better, cleaner. He had it in a very crappy prefab, not even prefab. Because if you look at the specs of a Solo X, it says 5 to 10 cubes ported. And then it's like, what is it, 4 to 8 sealed or something like that, or even bigger, I forget which. Anyway, this was 3 cubes, okay? It was 3 cubes. And it was built for the Solo X. It was built for an 18-inch square. It was 1-inch MDF all the way around, and but the port was tuned very, very high. 54 hertz, like that is retarded high. So obviously it didn't sound as good as my all-sealed setup in my Eclipse. And he has this Zanny Zapper 2K glasses. Dude, I used to be all about shades for the longest time. Still got my Oakleys. Best social group, Kicker Club. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It's been that long that I've had it. It's insane. Just patiently waiting for something a little bit better. And more of when I have more money. I got the electrical. Cookie Monster 2.0. You know it, buddy. I think Kip left, but no, he's still there, kind of, I think. Common Ground versus Floating Ground. FM, tape switch, etc. Old school. I know there was some things about some amps that had common grounds built in, like if you would unhook the negative, like your ground on your amp, that if you had your RCAs hooked up, it would ground through the RCAs to your head unit and melt the RCAs. Thought that was pretty crazy. And that's another reason why you get like that whine through your RCAs, and that's why you have to put like a ground loop isolator on there or ground it somehow to get rid of that. Andy doesn't see me and see me, I'm hiding. What's up, Jeff? I see you, buddy. EXO is back. Yes, he is. Appears many fixes. Yeah, he's just literally revamping his entire house, home, yard, sewage system, everything, man. That's insane to do that and then try to have content or whatever. I think what he should do is maybe go live. You know, instead of like trying to get film and edit and do all that stuff that he's been doing. Obviously, that's really good content. And that's why we love EXO. But I feel like in the meantime, he could probably just go live an hour once a week. And I feel like I'd be able to get some interaction with his people. And, I don't know, just talk about car audio. I feel like he could do that. Maybe he's shy on that. I doubt it. It's EXO. Come on, man. I feel like he could do that. Common Ground versus Flow. Mike Craner, once you go square, you never go back. We're L7 weenies, man. Wish I had pictures from when I started back in the 90s. I know. Well, all you gotta do is find that old album book and you'll be set. I know, I wish I had a lot of my pictures too. I got them on flip phones that are gone. You can never turn them on again. Maybe you can. I don't know. I feel like there might be some photos in there. I need to find some stuff. Scott Dilbeck, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the super chat and thanks for tuning in, man. You got to check him out. He's got his Southern Thunder car audio. Literally, Sundown, all kinds of stereo equipment. What is it? He's got the... Edwards, Sparked Innovations and everything. He's got all kind of cool stuff on his website that you can go and buy. Southern Thunder Car Audio. Check it out. Andy younger than my oldest. Damn, I'm old. It's all right, Bobby B. We love you, man. Yeah, I'll be 32 in June here. Oh, Jesus, kick the chick out. Who's the what are we talking about? Aaliyah and friends. That's my daughter. Hi, Aaliyah. Love you. Be good. Nobody remembers. Aaron, Ken, and John did a great job on last night's show. Yeah, they did good. You know, I feel like there's always going to be some empty feeling when Kip's not there. But at the same time, they do really good. I was talking to Kayla about it, and we both, you know, I feel like they're really good at talking to people in person about the products and stuff like that. When you're on a camera, it's an entirely different thing. It really is. It's something that you have to be trained for, or just practice and do a lot, or just have the knack for it. And I feel like it's an entirely different thing. Plus, it's really hard to fill the shoes of Kip. You know what I mean? That's a hard act to follow. They do good. Thanks for that super chat though, Scott. I was worried that the super chats weren't working. I was like, maybe it's just broken this week. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It ain't about the money, but I appreciate it. Just making sure it ain't broken. That's all, you know. Just like when you turn your bass up before you leave the house. It's just like I was just making sure it wasn't broken, you know. Sorry, neighbors. Won't happen today again. Jeff Wallace, I had 2 Alpine Type R's imported boxes I bought for $50. That's a deal, but I sold them after a couple weeks because they are 300 watts each. I had the Type R's, they were 750 RMS. I don't know, 300 watts each. That might be the Type E's. I think the Type E's were 250 RMS. John, I seen he had issues with his crawl space in his new house. Yeah, probably got a really good deal on it, but you had to put some money into it. Yeah, the 10s are 600 RMS. Kip was Kung Flu Fighting. That's a great song. You gotta check it out. It's on YouTube. If you just type that in, there's all kind of funny ones. It's good. Yeah, we got a lot of comments here. Oh my goodness, guys. Let me just skip up real fast. Yeah, 750 RMS for the 12, and I think 1000 RMS for the 15. I believe. LOL. No protect. We good to roll. Let me jump back a little bit here. See you, Justin. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I need a kicker sub for my office build. I have 600 watts to work with. I mean, if you're going to go new, I would go with the L7Rs. Or, yeah, I would go with the L7R because they're going to be very efficient, loud, square. You're going to get the most cone area you can out of that size sub or area and stuff like that. I think that would be really good with 600 watts. You could go with a 15, but a 12 would work good. All depends what you want to do. I would do an L7R 15. Throw it in like 4 or 5 cubes. Yeah, 4 or 5 cubes. Yeah. Jeff Wallace, once I got the 4 kicker 12s, you don't go back to cheap quality. Absolutely. You got those CVRs, right, bro? John, here we go. Square subs don't work with round ports. They don't. Makes wasted information, buddy. You need a square sub with a square port. You know the deal. Come on. You still got over 20 people still watching me for an hour and a half? What are you guys doing? Got nothing else better to do on a Friday. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I would be doing too. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I had an ex-wife, enough said. I don't know what I missed on that one, Mike. Scott, cannot ship Sundown Atlanta distributor. Oh. You're getting old, Scott. You're getting old. No, I'm just kidding, buddy. Kip wasn't fluid first episode either. Get in the groove after a while. Yeah, I mean, he's been doing it kind of for a while, though. Like, if you look at all their older YouTube videos, he's always the guy on the camera in the front. I mean, there was, him and Dave. But Kip was definitely the lead on that, for sure. And I feel like maybe he might have been weird a little bit in the beginning, too, because it was the very first Kicker Unmasked, or the very first weekly episode they did, whichever it was. Plus, that was a very long show if it was the first one. That was, what, 5.5 hours? They need to do that again. LOL. I am terrible. Someday I guess will. Guess about the Kung Fu virus. Andy on the spot. Feel the bass 1, speaker terror upper, or feel the bass 2? I mean, I'm trying to think which one. Because I know we were talking about 3 and 4 last time. Everyone liked 3, I liked 4. I don't know if this is the same one. Feel the bass. It has to be feel the bass. I don't know, man. I mean, they all have a different tone. It's just like the nostalgia. For me, it's got to be the ones that I used to listen to back then, not the remixes, not the different ones. It had to be the one that I listened to over and over and over and over because it was the only thing I found on LimeWire. Literally. I have them on my phone, though. Finally, I found them. My LimeWire downloads are on my phone. They are on my phone, and they are downloaded. Thomas Marshall, I want to super chat. Andy, I can't give YouTube another buck. They shut my commenting down on my other account for no reason without telling me. Oh, man. That's weird. Maybe it might... You should get an email for something on that. I don't know why. That's crazy. I mean, that's how any social media platform is, man. It's a privilege, and it sucks. You can't speak your own opinion sometimes, or just act a certain way, or who knows. Kip says, I am terrible. Someday I'll get decent on a show if I'm lucky. Come on, man. Come on, Kip. You're a professional. Patreon or buy one hoodie. I mean, I don't make money on the hoodie. I really don't. I feel like the Patrons are really cool. I just got another Patreon, which one I don't know. And I thought that was really cool because it really shows that the people are dedicated. They want to keep seeing my content. They don't want it to stop, which is really cool. Because there are a lot of YouTubers that I watch. It's like, man, I almost don't want to say it, but it's like I don't want to live my life without them. You know what I mean? I love their content, and to do that and pay someone, I think that is the coolest thing. Michael Hernandez just signed up onto the Patreon list 2 days ago. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, definitely. I mean, the hoodie's cool too because you get the rep out there, you get your name out there. But I mean, either way, come on, Demon, you're putting me on the spot there, buddy. Come on. Yeah. Literally, spot on, Ashy. Spot on. He is unmasked. I wouldn't say kicker, because there's a big guy named Steve Irby right behind him, and you can't say that. But unmasked? Yeah. Thank you, 25. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. I'm glad we were able to go a little longer than an hour this time. My voice didn't give out. I'm not coughing or sneezing. We're doing pretty good. You got the Covey. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just go live a little bit longer because you do. Because whenever I had it, I just wanted to watch people go live and just sit there and read the comments or just listen to it. About car audio, man, you know? I feel like there wasn't enough lives going on. Because when you're sitting there, you got nowhere to go. What else is there better to do? Video games get boring. Tonight's episode is literally, I had it on this thing, but it got messed up with my background. literally about how you tune amps. How do you do it? Do you use a DD1? Do you use an O-scope? Do you tune by ear? And then not even just tuning the gain. How do you tune with your crossovers, your low pass, your high pass? Do you use bass boost? All that stuff. I want to know everything. Kip will always be the host with the most. Appreciate you, Basshead30. I see you commenting on all the videos. Jeff Wallace, I'm sitting at the gas station waiting to help my next breakdown victim. Highway janitors matter. Are you a tow truck guy? Yeah, tow truck driver? That's awesome. Oh, your ex-wife destroyed all your install pics. Ooh, that's no fun. We will once we have new products. I'll see if I can get Dave to join me on a show in the future. Absolutely, you have to. I was wondering, I know he got promoted and he's what, overseas now for marketing or something like that? I know, I missed you guys together. I thought I had it on still. I had it on yesterday. Your Kip and Dave shirt. Let's see. I got a super chat in here. I see it. None other than Mike Craner, Mr. 160, kicker guy. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, buddy. You do too much. He hooked me up with this awesome phone case. He hooked me up with these little kicker cubes that I still don't know what to do with, but I just think they're awesome. I love anything that's kicker. I don't care what it is. It could be a pillow. It could be a freaking sock. It'd be cool. It says kicker, you know? I'm that guy. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I gotta get you on here one of these days. I know I might, if my life permits it, and I like spending time with my family because it's like I'm off work and stuff. Maybe like every other week I might do it. After the Unmasked show, like how we did on Tuesday. I forgot. I was gonna call it something. It was something catchy. After Unmasked? No, it was something like that. I don't know. I thought of a name, but I thought it was, you know, something cool that we can, like, you know, jump right off of after the Unmasked show. Come on here, chill, hang out, do whatever, you know. Unmasked extras? No, I don't know. Let's see. King Machines. King Munchies. I know you from TikTok, right? I tune my system by turning up the gain until my lights dim and I turn it down. That's one way to do it. Because then you know you're clipping. Because you know what's crazy? Your voltage drops tremendously more when you're clipping. So when your lights dim, it means your voltage is going down. So that is a strong indicator. I know that KX2400, man, when I'm clipping, whoo, my voltage drops 0.7 more. Almost a whole volt lower than compared to not clipping, which is just pretty cool. Obviously different for everything. Kip Litzy, serious question, Andy. Which supports you to a greater amount, super chats or Patreon? I mean, honestly, the super chats are nice because, like, obviously they're more, but they're short-lived. You know, I feel like the Patreon is that long haul, but it's not guaranteed either. Honestly, I'm going to say the super chats, hands down. But the Patreon is awesome to know that those people care about you. I feel like that is the most thing where, you know, you're going to have people dedicated to watch your content rather than just a super chat. Super chats are nice, but the Patreon, I feel like you're jumping on the train. You know, I'll get off when I want to get off, but I'm here for the ride. Super chats are just another way of showing appreciation. That's a good question. That's tough. And now I'm getting these super chats. Oh my goodness, hold on. Got a couple questions here. Oh man, so many comments. Kip, how do you do it? How do you go through all these? We got one from David. Figures I'd miss it. Sorry, David. I should have let you know. I'll start texting you right before a show every time. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Oh man, we even got Jeff Wallace super sticker. That's awesome. I wish I could see the sticker. I know it does a little doodah dance thing or something like that. I can't see it. Thank you so much, Jeff. Kicker, car audio guy, always in the chats, always. He got a whole shirt with all the unmasked guys that signed it. I thought that was really cool. El Fuego! Did you see my Kicker Unmasked 3-time grand prize winner trophy when I was on the Hi-Fi Vega channel? I think I did. Yeah, I remember watching that. It was on a Saturday. You went live with him. Yeah, because I thought you had your own content already, but that was because you went live with Vega before. Yeah, dude, I know you won 3 times. That's insane, you know. And I feel like I've entered like maybe 4 times out of every single episode. I feel bad if I enter, but it's like something I really, really want. It's like, okay, Kayla, you gonna enter? Okay, I'm gonna enter. Okay. I feel guilty though, I really do, because it's like they do so much for me. It's like I don't want to take it from you guys that are the reason why they're doing what they're doing, to help you guys out. That's why they do the giveaways. Thank you for listening. Here's some Kicker products. You don't have to, but if you want to, buy some more Kicker products. We appreciate it, and you won't be sad. You'll be happy with your product. We promise. We guarantee you, and if you don't, we'll fix it. That's just their motto, man. Really it is. Got lots of comments. I know I skipped over a few because we had some super chats there, but that is the point of the super chat, so that you get your comment put up fast. I see it, I'm going to get to it. Period. That's the whole point of them. And to show support. Deviant for Life, go back and look. Episode 10, Deviant was the first to call Rig. Oh, I know. It wouldn't let me send 5. It was taking forever to load. I don't know why. I don't know. Might have been the internet or just YouTube. Who knows? Kip, RGA is safe, and I still have to... You still got your get out of free jail card. Or get out of jail free... Yeah, you get... Still got it, huh? That's good. I know. That I had to go back when the show ended. I was like, why are they laughing so bad? What did he say? And then I looked at him like, oh... Yeah, he got you, Kip. He got you. Even he just threw it up. It was on there. It was funny. Let me go back a little bit here. Yeah, again, thank you guys for the super chats. I mean, it is cool. It is cool. I still haven't received a penny from YouTube yet. It'll be nice whenever I do. It'll be cool because I'm going to buy some stuff, amplifiers, and who knows what. But Google AdSense is a pain to get through. There's no one you can talk to. You can talk to people if you want to get ads put on YouTube or any other kind of forum, but if you want to get paid by Google AdSense from your ads and the Snapchat or the super chats, there's no one. There's no one to talk to. You have to get a pin sent to your address, and you get so many pins and they never come. A lot of people complain about it. I don't know. It's a pain in the butt, but I'm not too worried about it. When the day comes, it comes. Definitely a pain in the butt. Andy Savard 15s, HIQs, or SSA Icon 15s. I've seen SSA Icon 15s in my lane personally. Tom Walters used to run those. He had 4 of them in a flat wall. It did 55, 57s on like 6K. Wasn't bad at all. Sounded good. One of my first wall builds I ever heard. Now the Savard 15s. My buddy that does Knob Concepts. I should know his name. I'm terrible with names. I know too many people. But anyway, Steve. And he's doing 160s with 415s. And a little bit more power. He's probably, I think he was clamping 10 or 12K. But he's doing like a 60 at like 34 hertz or something like that. In a, it's a flat wall. It's a flat wall. I mean, I think the power was the difference on there, and maybe the enclosure. So Patreon is what it sounds like. Absolutely, Kip. I mean, it's for the long haul, because, you know, if you're going to sign up for someone's Patreon, you really like their content, you really like who they are as a person and what they do, and that you're willing to, like, hey, I'm going to subscribe to you. You know, it's like, do you want Netflix? You pay a subscription for, you know, and it's something that you don't delete every month. Now, if it's something for like a Space Jam movie or Matrix, you might sign up for it and cancel it just to get the movie. But with Patreon, there's no point of that. So it's really, you like what they do. And, yeah, because I know there was a difference between Patreon and then they have something for YouTube too itself, like specifically memberships or something like that. But I've always heard of Patreon, and I just went with that. I'm glad you're tuned in, Kip. I really do hope you feel better. Obviously, you must be feeling good enough to be able to comment and watch a phone screen. I know when you got a fever, looking at your phone is not easy to do. Jeff Senecal. Andy, Rockford Fosgate 2500 BDCP or Mount Everest 10K? I don't know what the Mount Everest 10K is. If it's a 10K board, I mean, you're talking apples and oranges there. For two 12-inch Rockford Fosgate T2s or 12-inch B2s. B2s are nice too. I feel like with the Rockford Fosgates, T2 is what, 600 RMS? B2s, I feel like, I don't know about their series, but the XL sounds like it's big. They're probably, they're bigger, they're like Sundown where they have bigger power handling type drivers. The Rockford Fosgate's kind of like everything kicker other than the Solo X in a way. So I feel like you got apples and oranges. I would pair the Rockford Fosgates with the 2500 BDCP. I feel like that would be good. A lot of power, but I think it'd be really good. And then the Mount Everest, maybe throw it on the B2s. I think that would work. I signed up for Dark Waters horror website. It's awesome. I don't know what that is. Kip says, I am fair to partly cloudy, hopefully hit bottom and digging out. Yeah, that's good. That's good. At least you're over the hump of it. I know you couldn't sleep too much, and that's the worst thing because it's like you're up at like, you know, way earlier than you're supposed to, and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, man, I'm really tired. I want to sleep, but I can't. I had that problem one night where it was like I couldn't sleep at all. I literally got up, I went to bed, and then kept waking up, choking. And I just went downstairs and just sat and drank some coffee just to help my throat a little bit. It was really bad. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. Kip, Tuesday. I know it's a couple days away. What's the plans on that? I know you're probably still not going to be 100% by then. Deviant for life. Andy, Patreon is $1. I have it set at the lowest, $1. I figured, why not? All 22 of us in here can drop $1 each, take out his vids, and just go live stream. He's here every week, over an hour, 4 times a week, 25 cents a show for 14.4 volt talking, Andy. Hey, I appreciate it, man. You know, with groups of people and numbers, anything is possible, man. Well, I appreciate anything you guys do. Anything you guys do is just extra, man, because I just appreciate you guys watching the channel and hanging out. I really do. Yeah, I seen he posted a video today. Jacob hit over 160 on 418s with a 6K. Yeah, but he's got a very SPL-oriented vehicle like Derek Hadrick from Sundown, where it's a like a 1 to like 5 or like 6 ratio, 4th order, and that's what you want to do with SPL. So it's like kind of easy in a sense to do a 60, especially with 418s on 6K. So I mean, that sounds normal. If you told me it was like a 168, I'd be like, that's pretty damn impressive. That's really damn impressive. But a 160 on 418s with 6K, yeah, that's not that much power, but with given the kind of situation, kind of scenario, kind of box, kind of enclosure, kind of vehicle that it's sitting in, and it's probably at like 45 hertz or something, it's totally reasonable. Absolutely reasonable. I think he's louder than that, really. I know he was doing like, I thought he was doing high 60s. David Higgins, thank you for tuning in, man. Andy Zapco reference 1100.1 running 312s on a Savard 312-inch Savards. Rap currently debating on adding a 412 and a secondary amp. Any thoughts? I would just basically focus on the impedance load that you're going to be wired at on what amp, so that you know how much power that you're going to get. You get pretty much, so you have the best scenario where your subs are getting the most power from the amp, so that you're not wired too low, not wired too high. I'm sure you know that, but that is something to factor in when you're adding another sub. You're running at 3, so if you got like 3 dual 4s, you're like what, 1.67 or 2.67 ohms or something like that. So you're already off, and then if you add another one, you might get a little bit safer impedance, which is pretty good. If you can wire there. So if you got 4 dual 4s, you could be at what, half ohm or 2 ohms, something like that. So then if you'd have to get 3 or 4 dual 2s to be at 1 ohm or something like that. Something always to think about whenever you're adding subs and amplifiers. One thing you guys got to learn is ohm law, man. Ohm law is very important. Like I can do it like in my head, kind of, like, you know what I mean? Just not so much the math, but literally what scenarios work and how to wire and which ways they can go. Because there's all kinds of parallel series, and series parallel can mean 2 different things when you have more than 2 subwoofers or 4 voice coils or something like that. It can make a difference. If it's just 2 subs with dual voice coils, series parallel series, doesn't make a difference. But when you have 3 or more, it does. So there's always things to think about with that whenever you are wiring your stuff. Impedance is very important. Yeah, hang in there, Kip. I will probably be out one more show. I figured so much. Hey, if you ever need anybody on there, let me know. It'd be kind of sad to not be on there with you, Kip. But if you ever need any help, I'm always there. I'm always off work. I will never miss an episode. It's like being in the military on the reserves. There when you need me. Whenever. Never? No problem. If so, I'm here. We appreciate you, Kip. Absolutely we do. No, me and 25 were struggling last week to keep the people entertained. You guys did good too. Yeah, see, I did 158 with 2 solo X18s on 6K. Right, probably a flat wall too. Like I said, no test, so I can't confirm nor deny. It's Kung Fu. But it's Rampart here, Stillwater, last 10 days, so I was a betting man. Right. Probably. That's kind of like whenever I had it, it's like, well, Kayla's got it, Oakley's got it, I got this cough that won't go away. Probably got it. And then whenever I went to Giant Eagle to get the test, my buddy literally comes up to my window, because, everyone knows me, it's terrible. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally testing for COVID right now. Like, I wouldn't get too close to me. I don't know if I have it. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. Stay back. Oh, man. Yeah, it was fun. It's like one of the things in life, you do it once and then you never want to do it again. You never really wanted to do it the first time, but it's kind of too late to back out, you know what I mean? So, wow, we already been on here an hour and 35 minutes. I might cut this off soon. If I send you a pic, can you show it? Yes. Yes. Where are you going to send on, Messenger? Be careful what you ask for, Andy. I know. But I'll do anything for you guys. I mean it. David Higgins. I'm looking at ohm load and better power to the subs. Currently getting about 1100 watts to all 3. If I do a second amp and additional subs, and put me at 500 2 amps. Okay, so you're going to split them. That'd be a good scenario. And then if the amp is, well, if you're saying 500 to 2 ohms, is that going to be a 2 ohm stable amp, or is it a 1 ohm stable amp? Either way is fine, but 500 RMS on 2 subs really isn't that much power. I would look into maybe a bigger amplifier, one bigger amplifier. Oh, look at that, camera's glitching. Hour and 36 minutes, that's not bad for this camera, not at all. Here, let me switch cameras real fast, just so we can get, oh really? I gotta hit stop sharing. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Always have a backup camera going 24/7. There we go. Got something. We're back. Yeah, Andy, go fill in. Big shoes to fill there. Tuesday. Kip, that song is literally my ringtone. The full tilt boogie part. I love it. Yeah, bro, that's why I didn't answer you or do anything. I haven't been working for the past 3 weeks. It's been terrible, man. Yeah. Stable both ways. Okay, so it is a 1 ohm stable amp. And then if you're going to be wiring at 2 ohms on 2 of them, that means that you could wire all 4 of them at 1 ohm on 4, but then that would be the same power with 1 amp, because then you're divided by 4 at 1,000 watts. If it did 1,000 watts at 1 ohm, mathematically. Maybe just a bigger amp. I mean, if you really want to sell the amps, but I mean, honestly, I feel like you're going to gain anyway by just adding another amp. Instead of splitting the power 3 ways, you are probably at what, 1.6? No. You're at 2 ohms. That means you had 2 dual 2s. So 3 dual 2s would be, is it 2.7 or 1.67? Or 2.67? No, 1.67. I think. Yeah, 1.67. Series parallel. Or parallel series. Because it could be lower. Anyway, I think that would work out good for you. Andy is Mr. Mom. I don't know what that means. 2.67. Always go with your gut. Okay, 2.67. Yeah, you were probably seeing a little bit less power. Not a huge difference, but you'll gain. You will gain, because instead of splitting the power up between 2 amplifiers, you'll be, or 1 amplifier with 3 subs at a higher impedance, you're going to be splitting only 2 subs at a lower impedance, getting more power. Absolutely. I think that's a good, safe bet to do. Andy's going pro. GoPro, that is. You know it. Absolutely, man. He's a little bit above my knowledge of amplifiers and stuff like that, but I learn from watching his stuff. If we all send an email to kicker@social.com and say we need Andy to host Tuesday, I mean, you could try it. I can't. Yep, it's Andy's bedtime. Getting there. Good to see you all. Time for a handful of pills and a few pulls on the Dr. Jameson. Good night, y'all. Thank you for tuning in, Kip. We hope you feel better. Thank you so much for everything you do. Andy saw Paul Bunyan and cried. I actually have a future video. It's like a small, older video that I never posted. Had a little Paul Bunyan shot in it. I thought that was funny. My wife is awaiting test results, and I am self-quarantined in my audio lab till she gets results. Oh no! I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Oh, fuego. No good. Jeff Wallace, can I have my super sticker back? I only had $7 in my account. Sure thing, buddy. Really, I mean, if you... Night Kip. Not a bad idea, Andy hosting. I appreciate you guys, I do. When the time is right, the time is right. When it's not, it's not. Who knows? Whatever the future may bring. Kip makes Sandy do the show. Yep, not much difference from a normal weekend. Well, we had a lot of people hang in, but I mean, it's a long podcast, hour and 40 minutes. We had 30 people consistently for over an hour, which is very, very good. So obviously you guys like the content. Let me know what you guys think about this. I have the little thing right there, and then I got this down here. I had another kicker one, like that. You could see there. I felt like that was a little bit too much, so I just kind of just kept it like that. And then I have this too. Old school Solo X. You see it right there? Pretty cool. I like this one now because, you know, yeah. And all my little videos and stuff. All right, cool. Let me get back to the comments here before I lose you guys. Wake up. Kipalicious. You're right, Bobby B. Oh. Thank you, David. I just finished a kicker fish tank. Ooh, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. I always wanted to spray one of my blown kickers that I have from other people. Spray it so it's fish tank safe and throw it in there. Mike Craner, great show, buddy. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate everything you do, man. And thank you for watching. I'm glad you got to tune in tonight. I know sometimes you miss them. It's okay. We all have a life. Deviant says it's fucking Beardy's bedtime. Let's wrap this up. You are absolutely right. I'm about to wrap it up. Elbow cough. Okay. Thank you for tuning in, David. Appreciate you, man. Good luck on that. Let me know if you get stuck on anything with the build. Send me some pictures, by the way. Have you got copyrighted for the music in the background? Nope. Nope. Good music. I seem to find the right music for some reason, and I never get copyright strikes. Yet Scott always gets copyright strikes for the music that I find for him. It makes no sense. I get lucky. I have two songs I put on. One's an hour, one's 2 hours. This one's 2 hours long. This is my newer one. I kind of like my old one too, but this one's nice. It's a little bit more upbeat. Deviant for Life got my wife one of your Livin' Loud with Andy logoed. You got me. Come on, man. Wait, you're married? Deviant for Life is married? Oh my goodness, I could just imagine. She's probably got a little beardy too. Don't take that the wrong way. Oh my god. Dude seems like a YouTube snitch. Who? Can you offer a larger sticker on your merch page? I'll have to check. I can make stickers. That one is dual colored, so I know how to do it, but I never did it. Dual colors stickers. I can make any kind of sticker. I have white, black, silver. I think I have some blue. I think I had some yellow, but I might have went through it. I know I got silver. If you need like a decal or something, trying to think, you can, if you go on to my community tab or my about page, I have my email link there. Just shoot me an email if you want something specific. Otherwise, I think that's all that they have. They're kind of limited on stuff, unfortunately, but it works for just quick grab, want some merch, boop, bop, bop, you know. Sorry about that. I wish I did have different sizes. I'll double check, but I'll let you know next time I get on here. Does this song bang though? I haven't tried it on a system. Married to 25. Bobby B. Got him. Got him. Got him. Dude asking. No, that's my dude John. John is. He's very particular with things. That's the easiest way to describe John. He's very particular. Sometimes it gets him in trouble. Like now. Other times, not so much. But he does it all for the right reasons. And you scroll up to my post that says Patreon and throw it up on the screen. Which one? The one, oh, this one. Patreon, throw a buck to our homie. Hour and 40 minutes of 14.4 volt talk. And Andy too. 4 times a month, 25 cents a show. Absolutely, guys. I ain't quitting anytime soon, man. Honestly, it's scary. It's like I feel like Steve Meade in the early stages. You know, like how, not himself, but how long he's been doing it. And I can't wait. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy it along the way. And thank you guys. It's the guys like you that help out. So I appreciate all of you. And yeah, I do have my Patreon link. Just go to the community tab. Or you can just check out one of my latest videos. If you go through the details, you know, on the bottom, the info, it should have it there. So you can check that out too. I have all my links, my Down for Sound affiliate, and my website, and my merch store, and my Patreon. Whew, it's been crazy recently. But yeah, check out my website. I don't know if I posted it as a separate post, but I do have it. It's like the main thing I use for like all my links. So it has everything on it, and has like a little video, and it's pretty cool. Everything's clickable. But yeah, thank you, Deviant. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. It really has. And shoot, man. I don't know if we're going to go live again until maybe Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday we could go live again. Depending this weekend how it goes. Steeler game Sunday at 1. I don't know. If I go live, I'll give you guys a heads up. If not, maybe we'll go live again Tuesday. It's like a, I don't know. It's like, is Andy going to go live this week or not? I don't know. But if not, I will see you guys Friday again. I'm going to try to finish my video that needs edited, and I have another video I want to do. But the live streams are fun. I like doing them too and contacting you guys. So it's always fun to do these shows. I find out a lot about you guys. Good, thanks, bud. Just realized Andy's wearing the same shirt as me. Weird. Twinsies. My eye fell out. Oh, man. I was a Patreon for Steve Mead a few years ago. Wow. See, he's just looking out for the boy. When it happens, it happens. Absolutely. Good vibes. Yeah, John's cool, man. Bye, Leah. Love you. New L7Xs will be making teeth fall out. Thank you for staying on the whole time, David. I appreciate all you guys. And thank you for all that you guys do. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, you too, David. You have a good weekend, man. Okay, we're done. We're gonna start the video. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, wrong camera. We're over here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend and stay safe. And don't remember, 6 feet.